Welcome to Connect, the weekly podcast of the California MBA, featuring one-on-one interviews with movers and shakers in the mortgage industry. I'm Susan Milazzo, CEO of the California MBA, and I'm very happy that you could join us today. Before we get to today's guest, I'd like to thank our Connect podcast sponsor, Incelerate.
Thanks, Susan, and thanks for listening. This is Josh Wren, CEO and founder of Incelerate. We're grateful for our partnership with the CMBA and are committed as a company to help lenders close more loans. We do this with our customer experience platform that has a CRM, lead management, marketing, automation, robust content library, desktop and mobile applications. We do this to help you engage and stay connected to your current borrowers, referral partners, past borrowers, and potential new ones. If you want to find out why we're the fastest growing CRM provider in the mortgage industry, please reach out to us and ask for a demo.
Okay, thank you, Josh. We appreciate your support. And that brings me to today's guest. I'm very happy to welcome Chris King with Mr. Cooper. Chris, welcome.
Excited to be here, Susan. Thank you for the invitation. I can't wait for the conversation. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. I'm very excited about that. I usually like to start these out just kind of getting a little idea of how you got into the business. Like I always say, it's like nobody woke up and, was like little kids saying they wanted to be a mortgage banker or in this crazy business, but it's always an interesting journey. So tell us how you came to the mortgage industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to think about being a 20-year-old kid living in Washington, D.C. The last thing you're thinking about is the mortgage industry. And had a really good friend of mine. He calls me and he goes, Chris, would you like to come try interview for an internship at a company called Fannie Mae? Now, what I knew about Fannie Mae back then was it was awesome candy. I learned quickly it was not the Fannie Mae, the candy company. So I went in for the interview and I was fortunate to get the internship, to be honest with you. And sometimes, you get blessed in a certain way. And I ended up being an intern there for 9 months. And I'll just share a quick story. The end of my internship came up and the CFO that I interned with said, Chris, I can't offer you a job. And I said, wow, I kind of thought I did a good job. She said, because I've already got another job lined up for you. She walked me down the hall. She walked me down the hallway to the KPMG partner and said, Chris will start for you on Monday. He'll work for you for 5 years and then he'll come back and work for me after that. So sometimes you need somebody in life to look out for you. And I was very fortunate.
That is incredible.
So if you think about the concept of giving back, I can't emphasize enough what the CFO at the time at Fannie Mae did for me, and I try to do the same for everybody, other people who I think are of that same benefit as often as I can. So important to give back.
Yeah, agreed. That is mentoring our next generation of mortgage professionals is definitely the best way to give back and to create the continuance of a strong industry, right? Somebody always helped us along the way.
100%.
So as a leading correspondent lender, what trends can you share with us that Mr. Cooper is seeing evolving in today's market?
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously are all privy to the market shift. And, what does that mean, right? So, clearly with the interest rates higher, certainly volumes will be down. We recognize mortgage companies are going to have certain challenges from liquidity and a cash perspective, Susan. And we recognize it's also at times, unfortunately, some impact on staffing. So we recognize this is a tougher cycle that we're all transitioning through. So what does that really mean? We have to be, as an industry, within Mr. Cooper, our competitor base, we've got to be better listeners than we've ever been before. We've got to, work harder than we've ever have. We have to help our independent mortgage banks or other mortgage banking partners be successful. So we are working hard to provide a lot of liquidity in the market. Our competition, who we admire and we respect, they're doing a good job. So this next cycle, we have to work as a community within the mortgage business to work through. And I'd say, if you think about silver linings here, what's been great is how well the mortgage community has come together. The U.S. housing system is really good, but it's got a lot of growth and opportunity in front of it as well. And so I love the energy around like low to moderate housing, the underserved markets, and we're working tirelessly, much like our competition, our regulating bodies are, to help the underserved markets. And it's important that we do that because, I mean, that's probably, Susan got forgotten a little bit the last couple of years as we've been in this agency refinance wave. So at the end of the day, I mean, the good thing about the mortgage business, it has tremendous leadership throughout the industry. And although this is going to be a tougher mortgage cycle, the trends that we're seeing, while, a little bit tougher, we're all going to persevere and lead through this market, provide a lot of solutions for customers. And at the end of the day, I think we're going to come out. The winners will ultimately win is kind of what I tell my team. So just think positively, provide solutions, and help your clients and be a great listener. If we do that, a lot of people are going to really win in this market.
It's a great perspective. It's a long game, right? I mean, this is a tough year, but you gotta play the long game for it to be successful in this industry. So what solutions are you offering your clients to be successful in this market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with cash and liquidity being somewhat challenged, right? You got to be able to provide value to your clients. And so within a Mr. Cooper perspective, I know it's like the same for our competitors, which we have high respect for. We want to be a liquidity provider. So we want to meet the client where they want to be met. And how do we think about that? So we try to have a robust suite of solutions. So think about it to be, if you want correspondent best efforts, if you want correspondent mandatory, if you want a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or Ginnie Mae direct relationship, we have all the co-issue execution. So, the world looks a lot different today than it did 6 months ago, Susan. So we are working tirelessly to provide these solutions. So, as a complement to that, we're expanding our credit box. That's important so they can serve more customers. We're putting out a lot of training on temporary buy downs, home ready, home possible, all the solutions out there. Again, there's always a silver lining positive in these environments. We're helping so many clients convert over to eNote so that they can help close loans faster. Our operations team has taken a tremendous opportunity here we're trying to get our turn times down really, really quickly so we can get cash to our valued clients. So again, I know this is a reflection of Mr. Cooper. I know it's a reflection of what our respectful competitors are doing. But we're all just trying to provide solutions to help clients maneuver through this, this tougher market that, as a community, we're going to lead through.
And we're going to be, of course, featuring these topics at our upcoming Western Secondary Market Conference here in a couple of weeks in beautiful Dana Point. And you are going to be on our MSR panel. We're very happy to be welcoming you. Can you give us maybe a few highlights of what you'll be covering in that session?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, this is going to be fun. It's myself, and I get a chance to work with Michael Lau and Steph Sprague, who are two of the other. I can't put into words how much I respect both of them as leaders, Susan. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you think about it, the MSRs, I mean, it's really, think about it, it's a journey, right? Every client's looking at their company and saying, what should I do? The market's changed dramatically. How should I navigate through this market? So we're going to provide a lot of tremendous guidance on, what are service and retain strategies? How does that look? We're going to talk about service and released. People are trying to understand, how do you value MSRs in this market? We're going to talk about, cool topics like CPR speeds and ancillary revenues, and what does recapture look like? What happens if we go into a default, maybe some type of recessionary period in the next 6 to 12 months? How does that impact it? We're just going to drive the importance around, the valuation of MSRs, service and retain versus release strategies, and how they should be thinking about the future. So hopefully at the end of that session, Susan, hopefully we can affirm a lot of thoughts. Hopefully we can help clarify people's, ambitions for how they manage their mortgage company. So if we can do all that, I think we've been very successful.
Agreed. Great resource for everybody in the market right now. We've got a great attendance, so I think that having these valuable sessions to help our lenders navigate this current cycle will be really valuable. We look forward to welcoming you to the event. Mr. Cooper's been a longtime supporter of the association, and of course, advocacy is the cornerstone of what the California MBA does. So can you share with our listeners the importance of the advocacy efforts for the California MBA?
Well, first of all, we should always begin this conversation by saying thank you to all what the California MBA does. We're humbled to be, a small part of your success, and advocacy is the future, right? At the end of the day, if you think about the mortgage business, I know this is a overstated comment, but it's arguably the largest payment that most homeowners are going to make every month, right? And it's humbling to see the progress that's been made in the U.S. housing market. but there's still so much area for improvement. So the only way that this industry is going to move forward is you need the amazing California MBA, the National MBA, the other state MBAs, all the other associated mortgage community come together more than ever. It's just I couldn't be more proud, Susan, to be in this industry as we speak. Being a small part of California MBA success is humbling to us, but we're going to work tirelessly. We think there's so much work ahead of us. We still have so much opportunity to put more people in homes with mortgages. These are real people with real families that the roof over their head is incredibly important. So I kind of as I began this statement earlier, we believe strongly what the California MBA represents. We appreciate to be a member, and we can't wait to continue to see the progress we're going to hopefully make in partnership with California MBA and the other parties that we get a chance to work with.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that. And I know there have been several times where I've had to reach out to companies like Mr. Cooper on legislative issues to get, industry data and feedback on a particular measure. And, working together, getting the support of our membership does allow us to continue that strong advocacy presence. So thank you. It's a great team effort. I appreciate that. And Chris, thank you so much for being a part of the Connect podcast. It's been my pleasure to have you on today, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks in Dana Point.
Awesome. Very much. Thank you, Susan. Thank you to the California MBA for the opportunity today.
Okay, and thank all of you for joining us on today's Connect podcast. To visit any of our episodes, you can follow us on our YouTube channel. We're also available on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and Spotify. That's it for this week, and we'll see you next week on Connect.